Hey, you. Welcome to my podcast. Do you like amebo, unsolicited advice, and very unconventional opinions about Christianity, mental health, and psychology? Then you're in the right place. It's Monday Morning Brand with Miss James H&M. Let's go. Hello and welcome to the final part of See Finish. Yeah, it's another episode of Monday Morning Rant with Mercy James H&M. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I'm just doing the ritual greeting now. Yes, hope you had a lovely weekend. Hope you are ready for the week. And yeah, thank you for choosing to listen to me. And thank you for clicking on this link or just magically seeing this and deciding to listen. God bless you. You're welcome to Monday Morning Rant. So, right into it, I have spoken about See Finish now for the past 2 weeks, right? I just didn't want to make it lengthy, Usually me, I'll have crammed everything into 1 week, but when I know they listen to the end, yes, I have how I used to see that people know to listen to the end. So, yeah, I'm trying my best to make recent episodes as short as possible. I like to talk. I know. Me say my church did too much. I too dey shalaye. But what is my shalaye now? Because I want make wetin they talk. May they enter your spirit. May they enter your kori. Now why are they doing? Because I can't be doing all this shalaye and it's not changing your life and it's not touching you somewhere. It has to touch you somewhere. Yeah, no, it's not in the multitude of words. Yeah, so I'm going to try my best to not be multitudinal in my words. Isaac now, go look me as I talk this English and I go shake his head. Because I be the English guy. Nice to be Oyinbo. Me like this. When I go just take me as I am. Receive me as I dey. Now only PG where I know, just take me as I am. Even the pigeons them no come smooth. I had to. Have I just said people that part? I had to actually learn how to speak pidgin English because of my choice of career. I had to learn it, and then it now became my immediate go-to. And sometimes I think it sort of adds light and subtlety to speaking. For me, at least, it makes it not so serious, but my message is serious. Yes, all the shalayesha. Welcome to Monday Morning Rant. So this week, See Finish that I'll be talking about is how we used to see our friends and family finish. See them finish so much that you can't get blessed by them. It's funny, honestly, because I will always reference Jesus. Jesus could not do so many miracles in his time. Why? Omo Joseph, carpenter shied. All of them knew his root. They knew where it came from. So for some of you, this one where I change in diaper, we used to go to school together. Do you know there are some of, I don't think people realize that I discovered there's how people think about celebrities. The thing they funny me, because me, I don't have anybody I follow. Like, oh, this celebrity, oh my God, I follow them on Instagram. Follow me when I really send. Even not be this one way, God say make I do self. I don't really like social media like that. I'm not a fan at all. So all this they follow this person. Made me realize that a lot of you don't realize that celebrities did not fall from the sky. They were born, they went to school. So definitely they had classmates and stuff. So I saw a post some time ago, and in the comment section, somebody was like, oh, she used to be my classmate. Time and there was how the person said it in a way that was disregarding, so to say. So all these people, when they see minister to say, oh, Minister Sumisala, oh my God, they have classmates that maybe went to secondary school with them. They'll be like, Now wow. Tó máa ń wọ uniform tó ní tiẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn kọ́ nìyẹn ni. Òun náà wá ṣe music minister. They will not be blessed by what people are getting blessed by because of see finish. See finish is a very bad thing. Familiarity is such a bad thing when it comes to spirituality because it will deprive you of some very good things. So some of you, your friends, you have seen them finish. Your family members, you have seen them finish. You have a prophet sitting in your house, but because that prophet is your younger sister, you don't really send them like that. They will prophetically even give you, there's how people give prophecies, not, there's the dramatic way, oh, thus says the Lord, who hears me. There's the dramatic. I'm not saying the dramatic is bad now because some of you, now they like pick things. I'm not saying the dramatic is just me. I even like the honesty. It's nice. It's nice to see. But there are sometimes, even in conversations, oh, I just remembered this thing. I was reading the book of, I think it's Malachi. Yeah, the book of Malachi. And something stood out for me in the final chapter, or I think chapter 3. I can't remember. It says they were discussing and the people of God were having a conversation. So I had to go and read it in different versions. It says they were having a conversation and God took note of what they were saying. And minutes were taken in the spirit of what they were discussing. How deep is that? Like, it means even when you are conversing, when you're having conversations with your friend, it's possible for God to enlighten you by that conversation. But see finish makes it so that when you come in contact with these friends that are so deeply prophetic, some of them are so deeply prophetic, some are have insight into some things like finances, some like investment. You don't see them finish that. You can't gain anything sensible from it. So every time people come together to sit down to talk, I need to look for this passage. I'm coming. Make I pause this. Okay, I had to go and look for it. It's Malachi 3 verse 16. Then those whose lives honored God got together and talked it over. God saw what they were doing and listened in. A book was opened in God's presence and minutes were taken of the meeting. So you're having conversations, I don't know if this has happened to anybody listening, but there have been times I was having conversations, sometimes with my husband, sometimes with a friend, and something I had not gotten in a light before, like a light of understanding I had not gotten before of something just drops as we're having that conversation. This is something that happens to me a lot when I talk to my little brother. And brings me to what I'm saying now. For God to take minutes of a conversation, he said those that feared the Lord came together and they were having. So it means if you have godly friends, even if you don't, and I don't want to, let's just leave that aside, but really, you are together with your friends. You should be conscious that in that your conversation, God is listening in. Do you get? So it means if your people's conversation is centered around him, he can give promptings in that moment. He can give messages. He can give knowledge. He can give understanding in that moment. But see finish will not allow. Every time people come to his football or celebrity one thing, and this one is happening somewhere in the world. People heard about Israel and Kiniko now. Now the only thing one they see talk be that. Nothing beneficial, nothing nice, nothing educating. I'm not saying there are no rooms for casual conversations. That's not what I'm not saying your life should always not be serious and serious. That's not what I'm saying. But what I mean is there's a light you can see your friends that they can still bless you. There's a way you can see your friend and you can still get blessed by them. I want to share a story. I don't know if she even knows Seth about this one. So sometime when I was in my 500 level, my friend and I, we were part of this program in the fellowship where it's a 4-week program, I think. And Amongst us in the fellowship, people were selected to be teachers for each of those classes. We used to call it SOD or something. Bah, SOR, SOD. School of Destiny, yes, SOD. So I was selected to teach the relationship class, the relationship and marriage, something class. So I was one of the teachers. Then she was selected to teach the general studies. So we both prayed together. I remember us praying together for those class, like, God, I'm just a small girl. What do I know about marriage and relationship to come and teach your children? Lord, we prayed together. We prayed because for me, I'm like, I don't want to now come and teach something that I will not look back in how many years. People have sat down now and listened to that thing I had to say, and it's the wrong thing. So we prayed together towards the classes and stuff. So I remember the last class for that 4 week program is usually the impartation and prayer, something. So you teach, and after the first session of teaching, you're supposed to pray with your students and stuff like that. So she came to attend because she had taken her own general class for everybody. Then she came to attend my lecture. She came to my class. And I can't forget, oh Lord, the presence of God that day. I cried a lot that day because I'm like, God, it's me, this small me you chose to use like this in these people's lives. And the testimonies that came, people came testifying to things that, anyways, where I'm getting to. So she came to my class that day. And immediately after the impartation and all, the power moves, the falling, the screaming, all of that ended. Everybody had left. It was just me and her that was not left in the classroom. And I was, oh, thanks so much for coming to my class. And me, if you know me, I'm always playful now. I was just teasing her. And she just said, give me your hand. I'm like, okay. And then she took my hands and started praying. She's a very soft-spoken person. So usually, the only time I can see Vicky very gyrate is when she prays. And even that one is not often. You will see her speaking, blasting Chinese tongues, but she's just now she's just very soft-spoken. But that night, I saw her pray with one kind of intensity that I'd not seen in a while. And she started praying over me. There will be no backlash from this. He has used you to change these lives. He has used you to impact these lives. There are some things, I'm just trying to pick some things I can remember. There will be no backlash from this. Every backlash the enemy has planned ahead, it is cancelled in Jesus' name. She prayed some very dangerous and very heavy prayers over me that night. On my way home from that program, because she stayed on campus, I stayed off campus. This kind breeze just slapped me. And I knew, for someone with spiritual inclination, I knew it was a spiritual arrow. Like it was a spiritual attack. I felt it enter my body. Like, you know how inside movies they call your name and blow you powder. Foo! I felt the powder touch me. And I went back home and I called my dad to pray. I'm like, Daddy wants to Tamil foul. He's like, okay, prayed over me. Even after that, I felt ill. And I was writing my final papers. I felt so sick. I almost died in my final when I was writing. And I started thinking, if God had not prompted her to pray that prayer, it could have been a lot worse. They wanted to take my life. Honestly, I saw death, koro like this. I saw it, that they wanted to take my life. So if, for instance, now in my playfulness, I'm like, kilo shele anything, come off it, jare, wait to be all the jare, pray you know the. I trivialized that moment. I'm not sure say Monday morning rant good day. I for don't die, honestly. But God used her. She saw something and she prayed over me. For some of you, I've seen your friends finish that. In that kind of moment, you will laugh it off. Or even if you don't laugh it off, your heart will not be humble enough to think that that prayer is serious or that prayer is something that could change something in your life. I'm not saying I'm all pure and all nice and holy. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. But one thing I've learned in my life is not to see finish the people that God have placed in my life. Nope. Because for me, my parents will always be my spiritual parents. But you know, people always have spiritual daddy, spiritual mommy. My parents are my spiritual mommy and daddy. So I've learned throughout my life that when my mom tells me, I feel you shouldn't go to that place you want to go, it might hurt me in that moment. But I learned early in life to know that when she says that, it's because there's a prompting, there's something she has felt, there's something she has seen that I have not seen, that makes it so that there's danger ahead of me. The times I disobeyed some of those kind of, I paid dearly for it. So my mom is a very prophetic person. So through my life, I don't trivialize, even in our conversations when we are just gisting, me and her, there are things she says. And my mom is like me, she can be expressive, very expressive. But when it comes to prophecies, that's when she becomes very soft spoken and very, oh no, it's not always demure, like they're the gyrating type. Oh Lord, the gyrating one. But most of the time, when it's a conversational type of prophecy induced times, Abby words, she's very soft spoken and she just goes, have you thought about doing this? When she says things like that, makes those kind of suggestions, I know it is because she heard God. But most of the time, she doesn't want to come and tell you, oh, God said. So she just tells you, I think you should do this. So from the place of understanding and the place of respect for the oil of God on her head, even though she's my mother, I don't disobey such promptings. And God blessed me so much that I have a mom, my husband, my mother. I don't like saying mother-in-law. It feels weird because she's my mom too. We are pretty close. There was a time in my life that I remember. Funny enough, I wasn't even married to my husband then, but I used to talk to her on the phone. There was a day she called me. I was going through a rough patch. I just moved to a new town. I was going through a rough patch then. She just called me that day and she's like, Mercy, I just want to encourage your heart. And there were some things she said I knew that this woman heard God. She was praying for me and she heard God, and this is prophecy. I dare not trivialize. There have also been times that me and her were just having conversations, plain conversations. And in those conversations, she says something that confirms in my heart that this thing she just said, it's a word of prophecy for me because God has told me something related. So it is a confirmation. I dare not trivialize and say, no be mommy, when me and her, they gist, they para, and no, I beg you, Jerry. Many of us have missed words. We have missed promptings because we have seen the people God have placed in our life. You have seen them finish. Your friends. You can't, Omo. God have blessed you. You have people around you that pray for you, people that care about you, and then they give you suggestions. Sometimes we don't know that suggestions are prophecies. We always think when you hear word of prophecy, you always think, gyration, speaking in tongues. I just received from the Lord right now. The Lord said I should tell you this. It's not always like that. From this passage I just read to you now, it shows that God listens in on conversations. And as a believer, He can chip in things into your heart to chip into that conversation that will bless the life of the person you are conversing with. So don't see your friends finish that God cannot send them to you again. Some of you, your friend can even become a big man. I beg, guy, come on, my friend, sit down for there. God is sending them to you. You no go here because be me and you we go school together that year where they use bed take iron clothes. go put our clothes on that bunk. Now you won't come, I beg, come on my front. Your friend can lay, oh, your friend can lay hands on you and cast out something that is disturbing you. You don't know. Me, I've experienced these things. And as God will have it, I know I'm also that to some of my friends. So my point, don't see your friends finish that God cannot send them to you. And for some of us, it's not just see finish, it's pride. I've heard stories where a friend now that's older now, they're older, they're a lot older, they're grandparents now, grandpas and grandmas. A friend that happened, maybe things did not happen as well in his life. And then his other friends decided to come together and gather money for him. Like, let's just sort him out. Like, let's do sort of a retirement something for him. And he's like, I don't need their money. I don't kiniko. I don't want because of pride. That's honestly what I feel like. So because they have money, they want to be helping. They now want to turn me to charity case. God is sending God placed it in their hearts to do that for you. But pride no go allow you. Life, when you adult, even in this my small adultness, you discover that life is such a leveler. You know, you could have been the star in secondary school, then you enter university, you are the one carrying last and having plenty F9s and having carryovers. But now you dey zuzu for secondary school. Then you, where they fail for uni, fit come be the one way go first get work after school. That person that was doing first class and carrying shoulder could now be the one that we have to search for work, search for and not see. Case this one now, I know some of you that one, that one know me say if you're a student and you're listening to me, better take your book seriously. That's not what I'm saying. No, that's not it. Life is a leveler, yes, but always put in your best. That's just what I feel. Always put in your best. But my point is, see, everybody cannot grow at the same pace. Some of your friends will blow before you. And that's the time to be happy for them and be truly joyful. Like, my friend, they blow. Thank God, oh, I'm so happy for you, and be genuinely happy. Don't let that one now start me. See where my life gone day. God, now wow. No, it's not everybody get time. Everybody time and season go come. I don't want to digress too much. But my point is, don't let pride and see finish steal things you could get from your friends from you. It's not just friends, so family too. Like I said, my mom has been a very pivotal um lens to my life, and my dad as well. There have been times in my life that because I knew my dad is somebody that knows how to sit on prayer. If my father sit on prayer, that thing must work. Yeah. So I had that, and I learned early not to trivialize their words over me and their suggestions to me, their words of advice. And one other person in my life, my little brother, but Isaac is somebody that I respect so much. I tell him this sometimes and he just laughs it up. But really, why is he not feeling like this week? Selling my people's market. Anyways, Isaac, when I was going to marry my husband, or no, when we were going to start dating, and I was praying about him, like, oh, this guy, I like him. He's entering my eye. How far, God? One of the prophecies that were so accurate with what God had told me, because me, this one is runs for another day. Those of you that are doing secret relationship, you are dating somebody, your friends don't know the person. They have not, that one talk for another day. But I told my family, there's this guy entering my eye. Mona pray, Alpha. Isaac gave me a word that was so accurate with where my life, so accurate. And I remember that day when he was speaking, It was resonating with my heart. I just sat there. I was writing what he was saying down. Like, and I've also been times where he prayed for me, and I was open as I will be to receive from, if now one big man of God they pray for me. Like and in those moments, those prayers, oh, helped my life so much. In fact, some of the things he said in that word of prophecy to me happened just some months ago in my marriage. Where, and in that moment, as that thing happened, I'm like, oh, Holy Spirit, thank you for direction. Thank you for direction. And I just look at my husband, I'm like, I love you, baby. Because, oh, accuracy, the accuracy. I'm like, wow. If I had looked at him and be like, this small picking where I senior with almost 5 years now, I'm like, come on my front. What did they talk? And Isaac is very demure when he's in spiritual mood. He can be very demure, and there's a tendency, if you don't understand and if you don't discern, if you don't know him and you don't discern that moment, you will not know. It will just pass by. But he's not the very dramatic or serene. He'll just be talking in conversations. There have been many conversations we had, and he's speaking to me, and I know this is a word of prophet. I just know it is God putting these words in his mouth for me. And I write those things down. Some of you, your friend cannot tell you something and you write it down because in your eye it's not that important. It's just my guy. I have friends in my life that I'm so oh, my guys. I don't want to mention names because the two of them start feeling themselves now. But I have friends that when I'm in a log there, spiritually or something, that some clarity is not clearing, I just need to talk to them and be like, guys, how far? Waiting this up, this and this. So, and in that conversation, best believe something, one of them will say something that clarifies that thing I'm trying to clear out in my head. And I'm like, ooh, in that moment, I can be dramatic sometimes. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I'll carry my notes and write it down and like that. And I have something can be doing me. I know they are praying for me. I have friends like that. But how will I enjoy that if I see them finish? If I don't send them like that, or even when God give them message for me, I just be like, mwah. So this is me just basically encouraging you to take your friends more seriously. See them like support, not just support. I don't know the word to use, but see them as important, like MVPs in your life. Except if you don't have good godly friends. Yeah, me, I don't know. But if you have good friends, that Bible that says iron sharpens iron. That's in it. There are times that you feel so blunt. You are just if they use you cut onion, the onion will just be jaga jaga. You are very blunt. And then your friends come and they sharpen you up. Like in conversation, in prayers, they lift you up and you feel sharp again. Same with family. Some of you know they hear words. Your friend go give you advice, you go and do the direct opposite thing because you don't really rate that your friend like that. Person where you suppose they pay for therapy session. All the advice that they give you suppose they pay normal level, but you don't really send the person. They give you advice, you do the direct opposite because you feel this one, not be this my friend. You know, guys, people slap each other's head. You don't believe that advice is something you should take. It is well, shall don't. If you continue to live life like that, you are going to lose out on a lot of goodies that you could get easily. You now have to sweat and work for it. Ideas that your friends have, this business, how far reason them now? They don't tell you. You be like, beg guy, come up for there. Which kind of talk with that? You know, send them. You go, you belittle it, you ridicule it because now my guy talk him. You don't know that is God dropping it in that person's heart to give you that suggestion. So honestly, this today not no long like that. That's just all I have to say to you. Let your friends be seen as important to you. Take them seriously. Even in you post joking around and playing around and all of that. There are times you should be able to discern and know when there's a shift in you post conversation for you to know. And I'm so grateful for my friends. Oh my God. I just remembered something now where conversations can even lead to worship sessions and lead to prayer sessions over each other. Una they miss out, honestly. You're missing out so much. Stop trivializing the people in your life. Stop looking at them as small. Things that you might have had gridlock on for a while, there are times you have like writer's block where things, just new idea, just enter you or something. Then you have a conversation with a friend and it looks like, that thing just opens up. If you are not open-minded to list, if you are always casually minded with your friends, you will not get those things. So take your friends more seriously. When they talk to you, listen. When they give advice, take it. I'm not now saying all the advice. Maybe they're not going to give you nonsense advice and you go say best. No. Good advice. When they give you good advice, don't belittle it. Take it. In your conversations, when they say things that sounds like a confirmation of things God have told you, understand that this thing, now word of prophecy, write it down. I will always say it. Please journal. Always journal. Write things down. Yeah, I'm keeping it in my. I'll keep it at the back of my mind. Best believe it is there at the back of your mind. The day when you need it to come to the front, you will not remember. But if you wrote it down, you can always go back to read them. So there are conversations you've had with your friends where they said something. There are chats where your friend says something. Pin it. Star it so that you can always go back to check it. And the Lord will help us. I think I'm going to. Rain is falling on my end, and I'm very sure this recording will be so noisy, safe. So just bear with me, please. I'm not the holder of Rain, and I don't have a studio in my house yet where I'll be recording podcasts for people. Anyways, that'll be all for today. In your conversations this week, be conscious. Be conscious. Yes, keep a consciousness of something can bless me from what my friend is saying. You're asking your friend for advice, be open-minded. Especially when you have godly friends that are spiritually oriented and spiritually mature. In those conversations, God is listening in and He can chip in things put things in their mouth to speak to you, to your heart, to encourage you and to bless you as suggestions and as advice and many other things. So don't see your friends finish you. And I've mentioned, I think I've told quite a number of stories in this week's episode, and my heart is just warm towards my circle. As I'm saying this thing, I'm not the type to want to call names, because when you try to now start calling names, there's a tendency that you forget somebody very important. It's always like that. It can't be even my husband now where I go forget, or my mom or my dad. I'll not come and forget to mention somebody. As I was talking now, and I was talking about the story of my little brother, and I remember that actually that day also, my big brother said some things that also confirmed the things God spoke to me. So may not be like saying only Isaac I mentioned. My big brother, oh my God, JJ is such a blessing to my life. And when I look at him, I see somebody that has embodied the maturity in my dad so much. Like, he's such a replica of my dad in pleasant ways, honestly, and very mature. Like JJ, oh my God, I need advice on an unbiased opinion. Emphasis on unbiased. I be is he unbiased? Yes. See, you can be JJ's closest person and you mess up, he will tell you in the presence of the person you are trying to report that this thing way you do, you self, make sense. So Man, my heart is just full, and I'm so grateful for everyone in my life that has encouraged me in one way or the other and has been there in times that I needed prayers. My husband, oh wow, that man is such. um, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I just remembered something now. A time where I was battling depression, and just is a soft spoken person as well. And I tend to sometimes think, when you people that tend to pray soft and very demure prayer, there's how we the Pentecostal gyrationists believe, I beg. But I'll never forget that soft prayer I prayed over me in that time of depression that came as a confirmation of things I needed to hear from God. So, to my husband, my family, my friends, I'm so grateful for every one of you. And this is me saying it now in the presence of all my 50 listeners. By God's grace, I know there's going to be a time where it's to be thousands of people listening to Monday Morning Rants. Yeah, the time will come. But in the presence of all my 50 and something listeners that will listen to this episode, I want to say I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for being part of my life story at different points. I've shared a lot of stories in this episode, but more stories keep coming to my mind of times when you people have just been there for me. And people that they are my friends. There are some of my friends that carry Monday Morning Rant on their head more than I even do self. Me myself, I know they're serious like that. Reach them. I'm so grateful for you. You know yourself. Oh. I don't need to call your name. The ones that always ask for link, the ones that we best time my life, Messi Alpha. Your mic is doing one thing, change this setting, do like this. The ones that we always check in, the ones that will always repost for me, the ones that will always give me feedback. Feedbacks can be nice. Comments, leave comments, and sometimes you enter my DM like, oh, more this week's rants. I enjoyed it like that, encouraging me. Thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you, and God help you me. I will never see you finish. Oh, I will not too. I cannot see you people finish. I'm going to hold you people so dear to my chest, and we keep growing in every phase of life that we desire to grow. And I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you growing big in your choosing careers and maritally as well. All my single friends, I can't wait to wear the ashwebis. I'm just looking forward. I feel strongly that there'll just be a year where I'll have to buy like 12 ashwebi because back to back to back to back to back. I'm looking forward to all of that. And I love you. I love you so much. Thank you so much for loving me as well. If you're hearing me now, if you have listened to this point, that means you are still here. That your friend there that you have been seeing finish, or the one that you have not been seeing finish, call them and appreciate them. Just give them a call. And if you're like me, you don't like calls, send a chat, send a message, WhatsApp, Instagram, DM, anything. Just send them a message and appreciate them. Tell them you love them. Tell them I love you. Thank you for every time you've been there for me. Thank you for every word of encouragement that warmed my heart. Some of you, your friends have been through a lot because of the kind of heartbreak you have chopped, and they had to be petting you. Don't mind him. He's a very stupid boy. That boy don't have sense. Even if they believe the boy has sense and you're the one at fault, they have to, they have to just help you out as you are crying. They're just there. Don't worry. This heartbreak will come out shinier. Don't mind him. He doesn't have sense. I love you, darling. They have been there for you. Call that friend, send that text, and appreciate them. Appreciate them. It's not easy to have good friends, and to have people that genuinely care about you, to have people that care about your growth, people that care about your well-being. So if you have that in your life, send that message now. Now, as you're listening to me, just exit YouTube or Spotify and go and send a message. Don't forget. Yeah, so that will be all for this week. Thank you so much for listening to me. Please keep sharing, drop your comments, drop your feedbacks. I like to hear them. I like to read them. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.